Okay, I'm a little awkward because I feel a little awkward. But I'm here in my big talk chair and cozy chair. Um, but I'm here to talk about my testimony. I am a little nervous. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm gonna just go ahead and bring you guys a little closer in though to be up close and personal. Hi everybody, my name is Alicia Lene. Welcome to my channel. I'm here today to tell you guys about my testimony, about my relationship that I have with God. I really don't know where to start. Um, so we'll just start at the beginning. We'll start at the end. So today I am a full blown Christian, and I'm happy to say that, proud to say that. Not everything is perfect. I thought that being a Christian was just being perfect and not doing any sinning. And it's not about being perfect. Confessing your love to God, about God, and just I feel like I'm everywhere because I'm nervous. But it's more so about giving your life back to Him, the one that gave His life for you, Jesus. God sent His Son, Jesus, to die on the cross for our sins. But just giving your life back to God. He's the one that created you, He's the one that sent you here on this earth. He is the one that sees you fit for life every day. Um, but I'm just going to take a moment to say a little prayer with you guys, or, with you guys present as well. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into the prayer. Okay. Hey God, it's me, Alicia. You know who I am by name. I'm asking for your help, your guidance in this moment, your wisdom in every moment, and just guiding me with telling my story, telling my testimony, because Lord, you know that I've been trying to tell this story for a long time, since 2020, and I'm here because of you, God. And I don't know why I'm so nervous. Nervous because this is my story and I'm finally doing it. I went through this for a reason. Okay, we're gonna start off with where I am today. God, just give me the words and let it flow. In your name I pray. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. So we're starting off right here. Okay, so right here is my baby. Sounds crazy, I know. But this is my baby girl. Her name is Ava Marie. Um, her ashes are in here. She passed away. I had a stillborn. So now we're gonna go all the way back. We're gonna go all the way back to 2020. I believe it was in April. I found that I was pregnant. March, I lost my first dog. Her name was Piper. That's where everything started. Before before April and March, I'm going backwards. Before April, March, I was a hothead. I thought I had everything together. I knew who God was. I know who He is. Um, but I wasn't living right, if I'm being fully honest. I had a boyfriend at the time, and we lived together with my sisters, and we would sleep every day together. We would sleep in the same bed. Um, but I was a hothead. I had the body that I worked hard for, that I wanted. I had a brand new car. Wasn't the best car, but it was brand new. It was my first time buying a new car, and I was happy about it. I worked at a warehouse. I was making lots of money, and in a warehouse, as women, we know a lot of men flock to you in a warehouse setting. Like, it's crazy how many men were trying to talk to me, but I had a boyfriend at the time. But I had money, I had a brand new car, I had a good job, I had men that wanted me, I had a boyfriend, I had a roof over my head, I had everything. And I had everything but God. I knew who he was, but I didn't care to have a relationship with him because I had thought I had it all, if that makes sense. I had the whole world and I didn't know who he was and really know him. So, start off with 2020, March. My dog got hurt or injured at the groomers, and like 2 weeks later, we had to take her to like the what is it called? The animal clinic, I guess. Animal clinic. I don't know if it's called a clinic, but don't get me wrong. Don't stick on my words when I get them wrong, okay? But so we had to take her to the animal clinic, and they told us that they didn't know exactly what was wrong with her, and they had to take X-rays. They had to do a bunch of things, but because she was in so much pain, she was crying. I'm talking about. I never heard a dog scream, and she screamed in pain. Um, but my mom looked at me, and we had to make a hard choice that day. We had to make the choice of putting her down, and she was, I think, 12, about to be 13 years old. We made the choice to put her down, and that was the beginning of a loss because I think I was probably, I'm 29 now, and 4 years ago, that means I was 25 years old. Yeah, I was 25 years old, and I never lost anybody close to me. I never lost a pet. I never had lost anything. So when we had to make that choice, and everybody looked at me, or my mom looked at me, and I had to make that choice, that was like my first time dealing with loss. And so we put her down March 2020, yeah, 2020 on the 23rd. We put her down. And so just that with that action went to work the same exact day. Um, but we're gonna jump forward. April, I found out that I was pregnant. And I was like, how? Like, not how. I knew what I was doing. She was planned, but just when it, one of those dumb moments of like, do it, do it, do it, like while messing around. And so I made that choice with her dad, and I made that choice to just go ahead and have a baby, and it happened. So come April, I'm looking crazy, and just shook that I'm pregnant, but I planned. We talked about this, and so we ended up just discussing it, and I'm talking to the family about it. We broke the news to everybody. They're actually more excited than I thought. At the time, my sister was pregnant. My older sister, she's pregnant. I have two older sisters. They're twins, and I have a twin brother. But my older sister, she's pregnant, and so of course she's happy. She's like, "I'm not doing this alone. I'm here. I have somebody with me," and I thought that too. Like, I'm not alone. And so over time, I got like a little happy. I was like just gradually because I had the body that I wanted, and I'm just like thinking like my body's gone. Like I'm not gonna have the body that I had my whole life. I got a nice body, and I'm just thinking about everything just being thrown at me. But long story short, found out from because I was bleeding, I went to the emergency room. If I'm not even making eye contact, it's because I have my phone flipped and I can see myself, and I'm looking at myself, but I'm probably not looking at the camera part, the little thing. But I don't know if you guys notice I jump around a lot. But I found out because I had like some random bleeding one day. I went to the emergency room and I found out that I had three. I think it was three sacks, but two only started forming a baby, so that makes me have twins. I would have had triplets, but two started forming, so now I have twins. And so I broke the news to my family, which I'm gonna add the clip here. It's gonna be like not here, but it's gonna be somewhere. It's gonna come right now. Mhm. For real, for real. Mhm. 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 Are you serious? Are you? Twins. You having twins? Oh my god! I'm having twins. Ooh! I do it! Oh my god! Oh my god! I'm having twins. You're a liar. No, I'm for real. You're a freaking liar. You said I'm holding it. I'm for real. No, you're having twins. And so I'm telling my family. I break it down to everybody. I tell them I'm having twins, and they're all excited. You can see the excitement on their face. So they're happy about me having twins. I quit my job earlier when I first found out I was pregnant. I quit my job and I started working at Domino's. Because this is when COVID came out. I'm like, I'll be by myself in the car. All I gotta do is knock on people's door and drop their food off and go and get paid. And it's like a quick fix, easy little, easy money. So I lost my job so far. My body, I know it's just gone. That's what I think. It's just gone. Twins, oh, ain't no coming back. And I'm teeny tiny. I'm 4'7.5" with the half on it. So you can only imagine how big a belly is gonna be holding twins and being 4'7.5". So I'm just like already dealing with a lot mentally. And we go to the doctor's appointment, one of the doctor's appointments. I should have just took this little clip off, but I'm gonna just keep it. Um, we went to the we went to the okay, we went to the doctor's appointment. Me and the dad. His name is Biggie. We're still very close to this day. So me and her dad went. Her dad, Ava was in the belly. So we went to the appointment for the babies, and that's when we found out that one of the twins had disappeared. When I tell you disappeared, I'm talking about like no trace of ever being in there. And they call that, I think it's called the disappearing twin syndrome. And your body just absorbs the baby. So my body absorbed that baby. That baby was gone. So I'm like, okay, we got one left. This one's a fighter because out of three, it's only one left. So I was like, okay. And so, that hurt my feelings a little bit. And I'm like, okay, I've seen the positive in it. And it's the positive is more so, okay, I can handle one baby. That's more realistic for me. First time having a baby, I can handle one baby over two. So I still found like the good in it. And so further along in the pregnancy and they find like a little heart defect. And but they're like, everything is fine. We're gonna see if it gets better over time. And I'm like, okay. Stay positive. I remember crying and Biggie's telling me like just like just be positive. Stop being negative. Be positive. Be positive. And I'm just like, because before Biggie I had a miscarriage with my last boyfriend. This tells you the life I was living. With my last boyfriend, which was my sweetheart, high school sweetheart. And we had a miscarriage. And it's all tangled up. Biggie was there. Biggie was my best friend at the time. He wasn't my boyfriend, but he was my best friend at the time, and he was there when I had a miscarriage. So going into a pregnancy with Biggie, we were dating for about 3 years. Then going into a pregnancy with him, and just telling you guys the backstory. Um, but now up until like we're at the appointment, I'm daydreaming a lot because I'm trying to like break it down in my head to remember. But yeah, so that's why I was so negative because I dealt with a miscarriage. So I was very negative on just I'm not as confident. Like something's wrong. I'm probably gonna lose this baby too. And he's like, just be confident, be positive. Like you got this. We got this. She's okay. Well, at the time we didn't know she was a girl. So time goes by. My belly's still getting big, and I'm now excited. And then I found out that I'm having a girl. Oh, I was so happy. Like I was so happy. Like I'm ready. I'm ready for baby girl. So we not door dashing. Yeah, actually I was door dashing at the same time, I think. Door dashing, delivery driving. I'm just like grinding still. I am making sure that I'm taken care of. And if you guys are wondering, me and her dad was doing 50-50 on all the bills. So I'm having a baby girl now. We picked out a name, Ava Marie. Her name is Ava Marie. And I'm like, I love that name. He would argue, but he can't argue right now. He's not here to argue for himself. He said he picked out the name Ava, but I think it was me. But I'm gonna let him have Ava. I think he might have picked it out, but we're not gonna tell him. I picked her middle name. That's all that matters. Okay, so We have a name for her. We are excited. We're having a baby girl. And so me and my sister, she just had her son August 27th. She had her son. Very exciting. So she was breastfeeding. So we went to a breastfeeding class together because I was still pregnant at this time. And we go to the class and we learned a lot of like good information. And that's when everything seemed to start taking a turn for the worse, the big worse. And we went to a breastfeeding class, and I had a really bad headache that day. It just wouldn't go away. It just wouldn't go away. And I have a little clip here where we was driving in a car, and I was like just talking. I'm gonna insert it right here. Hello.
First time, like taking a picture.
Oh my god. Just an update on life. So I'm bald now. Sydney had her baby.
Yeah.
He's how old now?
He is 10 days. Oh, don't quote me on that. Thursday. Today.
Today's Saturday.
He's 9 days old.
9 days old.
9 days. Already.
Oh, almost a month. I'm playing. That's how it's gonna be, yeah. And I am 21 weeks, and we're just chilling in there.
Yeah.
But we are on the way to a
Breastfeeding class.
yeah breastfeeding class. We're running a little late,
As usual.
always. But yeah, that's about it. Just want to say hello. This short hair isn't too bad. I just don't like it on FaceTime. My hair be looking like a potato, and I look like LJ.
You actually look like.
Alrighty.
Cute.
Thank you.
None of us can pull it off like you.
Man, y'all don't know that. So you got a good hair shape.
I got a lump right there.
On the back of your head? I thought I did.
Big head.
I ain't got no lump. I got a head like a thumb.
Yeah, he got a little miniature dad head.
Exactly. Weird. Alrighty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. So we're just talking, and it's just a normal day, but you can see my eyes, and my eyes are a little glossed over. But we're actually headed to the breastfeeding class here. And so while we're in class, that's when I told my sister, and I was just like, my head really hurts. She was in nursing school. Um I'm not sure if she already graduated or not, but she was in nursing school, and she was like, does it feel like there's like a band around your head? And I'm just like, yeah, like my head just hurts really bad and nothing's helping. I've been drinking water. And she was like, when we get home, I'm gonna go ahead and take your blood pressure. And I'm like, okay. She was like, I'm gonna see how you're doing. So I kind of ignored all day. All day I have a headache, and I just kind of like ignore it. I'm sorry. This I don't know why I'm saying sorry, but I'm sorry at the fact of like the the heavy breathing and the and just the pauses. Um, it is a lot to talk about. Um, I'm just like envisioning the whole thing and how everything happened. Okay. Okay. So, sister had her son August 27th. We were at a breastfeeding class, like I think a week later, if that, or a few days. Yeah, I think a week later we're at the breastfeeding class, or maybe 2, 3 weeks later because she had a C-section. The day goes by. I have the headache. And at nighttime, somebody heard me complain about my head, and my sister was like, "Oh yeah, I gotta take your blood pressure." And I'm just like, so they take my blood pressure, and it is not normal. It's very 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 high. I can't remember what it exactly it was, but my sister called my mom in there in the living room, and she told my mom to take it because my mom, she has some experience in nursing as well. She calls my mom in there. My mom, and she takes it, and she's like Alicia, like you could tell, like she's very concerned. And then my dad comes in. He has a little experience with nursing as well. He worked in a nursing home, took care of older people as well. So he knows what he's doing too. So he takes my blood pressure as well. And then my sister, her twin, she's a little bit younger than, well, you know how twins work. She's the youngest set. She's the youngest one out of her set. She comes and she has had some nursing as well, phlebotomy and stuff like that. She takes my blood pressure as well, and they're all just like, "You got to go to the emergency room now." My fat self, not really fat, but inner fat. I have a baby in me. They just got done cooking breakfast for dinner. They're like, "You got to go to the emergency room now." Blah 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 blah. I sneak off and I go shove like four breakfast sausages down and a biscuit. And my mom caught me. She's like, Alicia. And I knew my blood pressure was high, but I was hungry. And we all know sausages hold a lot of salt. And so but I just ate it. I knew there was gonna be a long night. So we had to drive like an hour out because I'm not going to the hospital that I live next to. It's just really not a good hospital. So me and Biggie go an hour out. Sorry about that. But my mouth seems actually kind of dry. So give me 1 second. Okay, my mouth still feels dry, but so we drive an hour out and we go to the emergency room there, and obviously they can see that I'm pregnant. I'm probably about probably 5 months pregnant, and so they can see I got a little belly on me, and I tell them what's going on, and they pull me aside. And they take my blood pressure, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and call your doctor." They put me inside of a little room, and they got a monitor on my stomach to monitor baby girl's heart rate. Um, and as soon as they told me that they're gonna have to go ahead and call my doctor, I internally panic while still acting pretty normal. Internally panic, and I say that I gotta go to the bathroom. Yo, this room is 2 feet by 2 feet. I'm playing. Really, it's so small. And at the time, Biggie was my boyfriend, and the room realistically was probably like 5 by 10 feet, and they got a little bathroom in the corner. Thank God with a door, and I was so scared. Everything came out of me, and I didn't poop like that in front of Biggie. Not aggressive poop, but I was so scared, y'all. I was so scared. Um, and my body just showed it. Came in, they said they're gonna have to put a catheter inside or in me, on me, whatever you want to say, in me, on me. So they put the catheter in, so it's in me. They put the catheter in, and that was painful. That was very uncomfortable. Um, my doctor comes in and she's like, we're gonna have to keep you overnight. She was like, "You ready to have a baby?" And I'm just like, I can't because like I'm 5 months pregnant. How can I have a baby at 5 months? Like in my head, I'm just like. She was like, "Well, you're gonna be with me for a while." And she was like, "We're gonna go ahead and take you to another room." She was like, "Let's just be honest." She was like, "You might be giving birth a lot sooner than you thought." And she's like, "We'll talk more when you get to the room." And so they put me in a room. They hooked me up to so much. I got these compressor type things on my feet that compress my feet every 5 to 10 minutes. I got them on my legs because I start to swell up. And sorry, I'm literally living through it in my head. If you guys see me daydreaming, I'm literally reliving it in my head. Um, so they got all these things. I got things on my feet, both feet. I got them on my legs. I got a cuff on my arm that's taking my blood pressure every 10, probably 30 minutes, realistically. They put in medicine inside of me. I think it's magnesium that they're putting, but they put so much magnesium it was making me. I think I threw up. And I was really hot, like somebody had put my body in an oven, just setting it on fire. And I had to poop so bad, but because I had the catheter in, I couldn't go poop. I was holding it. They were just like, "You're gonna have to poop in the bed." I'm like, "Who pooping in the bed?" Because I'm not pooping in the bed when my boyfriend's sitting right here. I got a doo doo in the bed. My bad. My brother just texted me. Hang on a second. My bad. My brother was texting me. But okay. They tell me that I gotta take a little poop on a little poop. We all know it's not a little poop. It's a poop. It's a poop poop. And I'm like, I'm not taking a doodle on this bed. Not with him right here. And it's little. And then the other room was probably like I would say like 10 by 10, but it was like a triangle. So it was like 10 feet this way, 10 feet that way, and probably 10 feet this way. And so I'm like, I'm not taking a doo doo. So I held it. I just held it. I remember I was on the phone. My spoke to my mom. Everybody's worried about me, checking on me. I could just tell the worriedness in their voice. And I'm just at this time I'm kind of staying calm, just not putting much thought to it. I know that something's going on. And then the doctor came in and she had a hard conversation with me, telling me that it's crazy because I'm remembering it as I talk about it. But she was telling me, um, she told me, she said she's so sorry. She's really sorry. She's really sorry at the fact of me most likely having to give birth. And she said that I have caught preeclampsia out of nowhere. I feel like that look like a belly, but why I look so plump? Like I would eat good. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll tell her. I'm pretty sure I have ADHD, but I haven't got diagnosed for it, if that's the right term. But excuse me. So she's telling me, she says, I'm so sorry. And she said that I think it was her granddaughter or somebody close to her niece has just went through the same thing. I ended up getting preeclampsia. Preeclampsia just randomly. She said there is no sign of it. My blood pressure was good the whole entire time. Every appointment that I went to was just perfect. Um, so this was very different. And she said that it can happen like that, where it just comes out of nowhere. But she said most likely I'm going to be giving birth, and I have to give birth because I could have a seizure at any moment because of how high um my blood pressure was getting. So they transferred me to another hospital that specializes in preemie babies. She said, I'm gonna hand over my care. I'm gonna hand you over to a better doctor that specializes in this. And so they sent me over to another hospital in an ambulance. And it's just so crazy because I'm literally walking myself. I can see it in my head. I wish that I could have had a camera that literally seen through my eyes of what I've been through, because it's just like I buried it in my head, and now that I'm talking about it, I'm seeing it, which is pretty tough. Because I remember, oh, I'm not like a crying person in front of people. Okay. Woo! Okay. Sorry about that. Ooh. Okay. I don't even know what the audio sounds like on here. I don't hope it sounds good enough because this is pretty tough about talk about it again. Okay. Okay. So so they transfer me, and I meet some pretty nice ladies, and they just kept telling me, for somebody that's going through this, you're pretty nice, you're really nice. And with me, everybody knows I'm very, very nice. Um, I respect everybody, and I've always been taught treat people how you want to be treated. So, no matter what I was going through or what I've been through, I will always treat somebody with respect. I will always. Okay, I'm gonna get it together. All right, I'm gonna get it together. Okay, okay. So I'm always treating people nicely. I always treat people how I want to be treated because you don't know what people are going through, and you don't know. Yeah, you could have a bad situation, and they're literally trying to help you, and they could be going through something that is bad too, but they're putting themselves out there and they want to help you. So to be rude to somebody that wants to help you is just not it. So I've always said thank you. I always asked, how are they doing? I know that it's their job to ask us how are we doing, but at the same time, who asks is the nurses and the paramedic people who asks these people how are they doing because that's a tough job. Um, so I just had a good conversation on the way to the other hospital and just talking to the ladies. So I get transferred to this hospital and they set me back up on the magnesium, and this magnesium is just beating me. And I hope I'm right on the magnesium. I think I am to try to keep my blood pressure down. I think it's magnesium and something else that they put me on as well. I can't remember. But they put it up and they accidentally raised it way too high. And when I tell y'all, I'm bringing that bill. Like something's wrong. Something is wrong because my whole body caught like it felt like it caught on fire. And so just like just give it some time. It'll cool down. And I'm just like so they ended up lowering it because I didn't cool down. I just felt sick. I felt really hot. By this time, Biggie had to go to work because we were in the other hospital for I think one full day. Then they transferred me. And then they said this is around COVID time, so they said that only one person could be in there. And Biggie had to go to work so that he could pay some bills. And and so my mom actually stepped in, which I was so happy because every woman wants their mom there when it comes to like childbirth or just wanting somebody that's family familiar. Your sister, your mom, you'll take your dad. I don't care. Just somebody that has known me. I'm so happy I caught this when it died. The other one. So we got this one. The other one's charging. Let's get it together. Okay. So we transferred hospitals. My mom is now at this hospital with me, and I was so happy about that. I mean, I loved, and I loved Biggie. I still do love him, but I definitely I wanted my mom there too. I wanted both of them. So we they switch out and my mom is here now with me and I just feel more at peace and of course I wanted her dad to be there. But my mom was there. She could talk for me. I can be a kid. I can just be a child and my mom could talk for me. She can do everything for me comfortably. So let's skip some. They said that they wanted to try to get me to is it 26 weeks? I think it is divided by 4 because each month is 4. So let me do the math real quick. Give me one moment. Yeah, it was just about 6 months when she passed. So they were trying to get me to 26 weeks, but she ended up making it to I think either 20 or 25 weeks. I can't remember. So me and my mom now have a bigger room, and we settled in because they didn't know how long it'll be. So they made sure to always keep me updated. I had people in and out of my room all the time. I met the doctors and all. And what made me feel really comfortable is that they talked about how Black women are treated. And they said that they want to make sure that I'm not going to be treated in any different way than any other woman that is giving birth or any other woman that is in my situation. They wanted to make sure that I was treated like everybody else. And that is what made me feel more at home and more heard. I just love the fact of the doctor that was with me because it was like multiple doctors because of the time I was in there all day. So the doctors switch out. I got to know them more, um, but they were all so sweet to me, and they all knew what I was going through, and they just were so nice to me. Everybody was like a blessing in there. It was probably one lady out of all people, one lady in there that was a little off. She didn't wear her mask fully over her face, and but I was still respectful. Like I was just like, my mom was like, so much, y'all. Um, I just want to do like a part two, but I'm gonna just keep it going. Let me keep it going. So we're in there. My blood pressure, they kind of got it to stabilize, but it slowly was like doom, 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 going up even higher. They maxed out on all the medicine that they can give me. They maxed out on all of it. So then they had to have a hard conversation with me saying that, when you max out on this medicine, you have to make a choice. Or you're going to have a seizure, you can die. Like you have to make a choice. And I wasn't trying to make a choice. I remember I was like, hey, whoever gives up first, that's the answer. I remember I had a conversation with Biggie saying like you're gonna have to be okay. You're gonna have to be okay, um, just being in this world with possibly just you and baby girl. And I will go if she can make it. And I remember to myself I said, we'll just see who can hold out the longest. And so we were in there for like a week or more. It was going on almost 2 weeks, and they came in my room. They did a blood test early in the morning, and I was just holding on so much water weight, y'all. I was the heaviest I ever been. I think almost 200 pounds, and I'm 4'7.5". And they came back and they said that my liver started to fail. My organs were starting to fail and shut down. That I had to make a choice, and I remember that was the first time I think I cried because my body was making the choice for me, which means I had to, because if my body wasn't going to make sure that she was going to be okay, then I was going to die and she was going to die. And so I had to make, and that's when my brain started to like wake up and just, because when I tell you I was so quiet, I didn't have my TV on. If I did have my TV on, it was on mute. My mom had me watching a little show. I can't remember what it was. She was like, "You want to watch a show?" But it was so quiet in my room, y'all. I had this humidifier thing that I would have on in every room that they moved me to. And it just was like a specific smell. I think I have the smell. I can't remember what it was. I think it's like right here in my room on the shelf. Um, but I remember the smell of the room. I remember the picture that was in front of me, in front of my bed. It was like one of those if you were like getting a massage, just like a picture that you'll see in there with some rocks like stacked up. But I just remember it being so quiet, y'all. And um and then I think later that day the doctor came in and he spoke to me and he was like, "Yeah, they're starting to fail." And I think that was the first time I prayed. And I'm just like, God, like, please don't let this happen to me. Like, please, let my baby be okay. Let my baby make it. Like, just a small little prayer. And so that was my first prayer. And I don't know if they asked me that they told me that I had to make a choice. Either it was that or I prayed in my yeah. I'm not sure. I can't remember how it goes, but they did more blood work on me, and like my test came back normal. Nothing was wrong with my liver. Nothing was wrong with my organs. Nothing was going wrong. It looked all healed. And so I'm like, oh, I'm back in here. Like, but my blood pressure kept climbing, and I officially maxed out on all my medicine. Hey guys, just popping in from the future. I'm editing right now, and I'm just coming to say that we're gonna go ahead and do a part two, since it's going on about almost 40 minutes long. So if you guys enjoyed this conversation so far, go ahead and give me a like, a subscribe, and a comment, and just tell your testimony, and come back next week on Sunday to finish this testimony. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good day, be blessed, and say your prayers and give God his praise. And that being said, bye guys.